to the suburbs. And I'm on the rooftop with curious strangers. This is the oddest of summers. Maybe you'll medicate, maybe inebriate.
Our best course of action is to plead insanity.
Why will you say that I am mad? Disease has sharpened my senses, not dulled them. Above all is my sense of hearing. It's acute. I heard what was growing. How then am I mad? Observe how healthily and how calmly I can tell you this story.
Mom, guess what? I'm pregnant. I know, I'm so excited, and Sean will be too.
Hey honey, I'm home. Wow, everything looks so nice.
Well, I got some good news to tell you.
She was excited about something. Her heart rate elevated, but it sounded different that evening.
We're pregnant!
What? That's great news! That's what the difference of sound was. I heard the heartbeat of our child. It was soft and warm, and it echoed Cadence's heartbeat.
Your baby looks good. It has a strong heartbeat.
Really? Hello, baby.
Cadence is pregnant. I think she's at the doctor right now going for a checkup. Maybe she'll be able to hear his heartbeat.
His heartbeat?
Well, it has to be. I don't know what I'd do if it was a girl. I can't raise a girl.
Well, you know there are ways to know what the gender is before even the doctors.
Really? What are they? Tell me.
Well, does she eat bananas?
She hates them. But what does that have to do with having a girl?
It doesn't, because women who eat lots of bananas always are more likely to have sons.
Well, surely there are exceptions.
Of course, but is Cadence as attracted to you as she was when you married her?
Well, what's your point?
Well, girls, even in the womb, tend to steal beauty. Pregnant women with girls tend to lose their looks. And if you want to be sure, do this. When the gender is identified by the doc, ask her about it. You will know it's a girl if she doesn't answer and her face becomes red.
I get home that evening and see Cadence hunched over a magazine. Her creamy and impeccable skin was going gray and scabbed. She used to read classics, Dickens, Austen, Poe. Now she is reading Vogue. I walked over ever so quietly to the corner of the living room opposite to her. I cut through the hallway, not making a single sound. I wanted to look at her fully.
Hey, hon, I tried to wait up for you, but I guess I fell asleep. This baby's just taking all my energy. But I'm glad you're home. I'm gonna go to bed.
All right, go ahead. I'll be there in a little bit. I heard it more loudly then. Its heartbeat. Her heart. Then I had it. It is impossible how to say the idea first entered my brain. But once conceived, it haunted me day and night. I couldn't have a girl. I couldn't raise a girl. I wouldn't have a girl. I had been watching her. Every night and morning, I studied her. I loved my wife. She has never wronged me. She had never given me an insult. I wanted to be wrong, but while her belly grew, her looks faded.
Are you sure you can't come to the appointment with me? I'm gonna get to find out the gender today. What if it's little Miss Hazel or little Mr. Sean Jr.?
I can't believe I let her name that thief. Hazel mocked me with her drumming. Sorry, babe. I had cleverly made up an excuse of an important business meeting. I wanted to be able to see how she reacted when I asked her the gender. Maybe my child was a boy, and my beautiful wife's fading looks was in my head. I had hoped I was mad in that sense.
Would you like to know the sex of your baby?
Yes, please. I'm dying to know. Hey, hon, I have some news to tell you.
Good, because I have a question. What's the gender? I was right. The bloodshed color of her face told me everything I needed to know.
It's a...
My wife was having a girl. I couldn't have a girl. I wouldn't have a girl. My wife's hour had come. The night had waned on, and I worked hastily, but in silence. There was no blood stain of any kind. There was no evidence of any kind. It was Cadence's mother. I opened the door with a light heart. I let her in and greeted her with a smile. Lindsay,
Hey, Sean.
nice to see you. I didn't know you were coming today.
Kaden said she needed some help since it's been such a rough pregnancy. But she's supposed to pick me up from the airport. I've been calling her for an hour. Where is she?
I think she's at the pharmacy. I guess she's forgotten, having the pregnancy brain and all. But come on in. Let me get you a cup of tea.
Well, pregnant or not, she's always been bad about keeping her phone alive. A cup of tea sounds great.
Well, I'll take your bag. Let me go bade her welcome. I watched the wild audacity of my perfect triumph as Lindsay walked across the very spot beneath which reposted the corpse of Cadence and Hazel. She seemed satisfied with the ruse I had created. After an appropriate amount of time, I would have called the police to file a missing person. But I was singularly with ease. Lindsay sat at the dining room table while I was in the kitchen preparing the tea, and then I heard it.
What a beautiful sound.
The sweet silence was gone. There was a low, dull, quick sound. A sound as a watch makes when enveloped in cotton. How could she seem so unnerved? The beating grew louder, louder, louder. But still she sat there smiling at whatever nonsense was on her phone. I could bear a hypocritical smile no longer. The sound, now thundering, was intolerable. I had to scream or die. Is it possible she doesn't hear it? No. She hears it. She suspects me. She knows she is making a mockery of my horror. You shrew of a bitch! I know you know what I did! I want it stopped! I admit the deed. Here is the beating of her hideous heart.
You know they did an autopsy of the pieces of your wife, right?
Only a madman would think otherwise.
Did you read the report?
I don't need to. I know what it'll say.
There was new evidence that was discovered. Plea insanity.
My telltale heart's a hammer in my chest. Cut me a silk-tied tourniquet. Broadway is black like a sinkhole. Everyone race to the suburbs.
Killer. I'm gonna make a song about that now.
Okay, go.
If Eminem hasn't done it yet. We're good? Oh, let's start again.